Alrighty, everybody, it's core and cardio time. Let's get warmed up right here. We got flutter squats for our first one, 30 seconds of those. We're gonna do a little flutter and then a nice center squat. Here we go. If you need to tap it back, then go ahead and tap it back each side and then get your nice center squat there, right down the middle. Coach Jelena right here. You're ready, just a little flutter each side, and then that squat or tap it back. We're going 30 seconds. Each of these warm-up moves, there's 4 of them. And again, we're doing core and cardio for this one. It's gonna be an AMRAP setup with 5 stations right here. So we're gonna be counting through either 5 or 10 reps of each move, and there's 3 at each station. Let's go for some high knees and arm circles. Sorry if that was a little clear in the throat, in your ear there, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I think that's the tail end of it right there. I'm just a little flummy. Alrighty, welcome to your workout. I'm glad you're here, glad you decided to turn this video on. Now that you did it, you gotta keep going with it. You got that ball rolling, that's the hardest part, one of the hardest parts. Open up for hurdles next. Nice, be nice to that hip. Take it up and over. So again, we're gonna go for 5 stations, 3 minutes at each of those 5 stations, trying to get as many rounds or as many reps as possible with our 3 exercises, counting 5 or 10 reps. So you'll do 1 set, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, and then repeat and try to keep it going, always with that good form. Woo! All right, power skips. Let's go ahead and take a leg back for that lunge and then get that hop and knee lift, or if you're modifying, take out that hop. Get a couple on one side, couple on the other. There we go. And switch it up. Make sure there's nothing behind you to get in your way. So you got plenty of safe space. Watch out there. Should take my own advice. All right, we're getting close. You're gonna continue your warm-up while I demonstrate the exercises for you. There we go, you're back to your flutter squat. Little switch, nice center squat, or tap, tap, and squat. All right, keep that up for our first station. We have weights today. Maybe you have a set of moderate weights, so just one of them, unless you have 2 light ones you can hold overhead in each of your hands. So we're gonna go overhead, make sure the ribs are down for an ollie shuffle. If you need to modify this one, you could be weight at the chest or tap it back. We're gonna do 10 of those, then go into cardio burpees. You're moving on to your high knees, arm circles. So for those cardio burpees, hands under shoulders, hop it out into this high plank, bring it back in wide and get your jump in. Modification, step it out, step it in, and you can roll to the toes or jump right there. Middle ground would be hopping it out, stepping it, or step it back, hop it up. For your flutter squat, we did that for our warm up. So we'll do 5 of those cardio burpees, and then 5 flutter squats. Switch, switch, squat. After those 5, we're going back to those 10 ollie shuffles. Hurdles are next, everybody. Get over that hurdle, you got this. All right, for our next one, we're gonna do 10 jump squats, then come down for 2 core moves back to back. So 10, 10, and 10 for the second one here. Sitting into a squat, getting our jump squat in. If you're modifying, you can roll to the toes. Make sure those knees are tracking over to those toes. 10 of those, and then we're gonna come on down to the ground here for those V-ups. So reach the body out long, and then come on up for those V-ups. So it's a leg lift and a sit-up at the same time. I think you're on your hurdles. Did we already get arm circles, high knees, arm circles? I think so. I think you're on your hurdles. So V-ups is a sit-up and a leg lift at the same time. If you're modifying this one, it's a crunch and a leg lift, and you don't have to take those knees all the way down to the ground if you're watching out for your back. After 10 of those, we're doing a double crunch, so those feet are gonna start up, pressing up through the heels while we get a crunch with the upper abs, so upper and lower working together for 10, and then we're gonna stand it on up and go right back into those jump squats. Okay. Power skip time. Give me a couple on one side, couple on the other. Alrighty, the next station is going to be all on the floor here. So, alrighty, so you're gonna grab your weights, or you could cup both ends of one weight like that. Otherwise, you have both dumbbells right here. You could do palms facing the legs or facing each other. I like facing the legs. And then you'll get your windshield wiper on. It's not squishing my pack or making the sound weird here. If you're modifying this one, you're moving on to your flutter squat for the warm-up. If you're modifying this one, you have bent knees and you're trying to keep those weights nice and steady. So after 10 of those, you can hang on to your weights or you can set them down gently and get some leg scoops in. So we're gonna get 5 on each side, starting with raised legs. And I like to, excuse me, watch out for the cord there. I like to add in that crunch hold right here. So bend, extend, and lift. Really flexing those legs. So we're gonna get 5 on each side, trying to get nice and parallel to the floor while we hold that other leg still. You're moving on to your high knees, arm circles. So we just did 5 leg scoops, 5 a leg, and then we're gonna move to a roll up. So for the roll up, you have wide knees and wide feet, and you're going to round. Let me show you from the side. You're going to round, tuck that chin, set one vertebrae down at a time, and then come on up, sit up nice and tall for those roll-ups. So round on the way down, and then all the way up. Okay, and if you need to, you can just focus on the down and use your legs to help you back up. Hurdles are next, everybody. Let's see, standing up with, okay, so grab onto your 2 weights for this next station when we get there. You're gonna start with a side bend to the left. So first starting, so right now I'm just kind of hanging here. Now we wanna engage to make sure those arms are really at the sides. I kind of rolled back my shoulders a little bit, have engagement in the upper back, kind of squeezing at the armpits, lats on and upper back on. Not squeezing too hard with my grip. Move on to your power skips. So we're gonna go for a side bend and then back to neutral. Side bend, back to neutral. Palms are facing the thighs, so we'll get 10 on the left side here. And then our exercise in the middle is a thruster, so palms facing each other, weights at the shoulders. Sit into that squat and use that momentum coming up out of the squat and then come on back down. Momentum comes down, you go down. If you need to separate it, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're trying to use momentum from those legs to go up for those thrusters. Moving on to your flutter squat, and then of course, we'll finish this one off with 10 of those side bends on the other side. Don't go too fast here. We wanna make sure that you're keeping good form and not overstretching. Okay, and then the last one we're gonna be on our backs for with a dead bug. So we'll be right here, feet right over the hips, and head and shoulders rest down, and then arms are right above the shoulders. Make sure you're not reaching, they're pressed into the mat. Moving on to your high knees, arm circles, I believe. So we'll go opposite arm, opposite leg for the dead bug, trying to keep everything still that's not moving. And once we get 10 of those in, we're gonna go for 5 on the left side only. And then after we get 5 of those in, we're moving 5 on the right side, right here. Slow and controlled is fine. Okay, we're ready, everybody. All the demonstrations are in. You're nice and warm. We're gonna start in a standing position, ready to rock the first 3 minutes. We're going for 10, 5, 5. Ollie shuffle, cardio burpee, and then flutter squat. Okay, so 10 of the first one, 5 cardio burpees, 5 flutter squats. Okay, ready, everybody. Geared up, ready to go. Get your water close by. You got this, you got this. So just 1 weight and then your cardio fun. Ready, set, here we go. This is gonna get you burning too. Up overhead, ribs down, tuck under that tailbone. You're gonna give me 10 tap backs of each foot for that Ollie shuffle. You can be here if you need to, or here, or here. After you get 10 in, you're gonna carefully set that weight down. You can go right into that cardio burpee right after you set that weight down. Give me 5 of those. If you're modifying, you can step it out, step it in, or you could step it back and hop it up. Good, or you can hop it back, step it up. Then you're going right into that flutter squat. Switch, switch, squat for 5. If you're modifying that one, tap it back, tap it back. Nice, strong legs, strong glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, and sit. Good, get 5 of those in, and then we're going back to that Ollie shuffle. You can grab it while you're down there, nice and careful. Take it up, but watch those ribs. Here we go, switch. Once each foot has tapped back 10 times, then we're moving on to those 5 cardio burpees. Whew. A lot of challenge involved in those AMRAPs and in core and cardio. So if you're feeling it, that's normal. I am too. I even gotta tone it down a tiny bit so that I can keep chatting with you. You're doing great. Woo, all right. You already got your first minute done. Nice work. After 5 cardio burpees, you got your 5 flutter squats. All right, really protect that back for that cardio burpee. Keep those heels planted for your squat. It's okay if you can't go as deep as I do. I've been told I'm bendy, so it's okay if you're not as bendy. Our final minute is coming up. Get those 5 flutter squats in, and then we're going back to our Ali shuffle. Tailbone tucked under, ribs are down, so don't arch and reach that tailbone back. Tuck it under, ribs down. We have that weight right over our shoulders. Good, good, get 10 in. We're here, we're in our final 50 seconds. Whew, nice work, nice work. We got 1 cardio and 2 core moves for our next station. So let's get these burners in. They're a great start to our workout so that we're burning quick, nice and fired up right out the gate. Here we go, 30 seconds. Keep working it. Remember, when you're here, try not to dip those hips down for that cardio burpee. Protect that low back. Change it up if you need to. You're doing great. Woo, flutter squats to finish it off. Here's our home stretch. Woo, wherever you're at. Don't let me distract you here. Get into that zone. Breathe, breathe, breathe. We need that oxygen. Oh, we got a break coming up right here. Let's work till that break comes. Woo! Good. Grab that sip of water. We're gonna start standing with 10 jump squats for our first one. 10 is the number for each one. We got 10 jump squats, 10 V-ups, and 10 double crunches. So we'll be up for the first one, on our backs for the second 2. Here we go for those jump squats. I'm probably gonna end up over here a little bit more for these. Here we go. Jump squats. If you're modifying, you can roll to the toes. Keep that chest up, try not to bend at the waistline. Bend the knees and hips. Knees track out over the toes. Give me 10 of those. And then come on down. And you're doing V-ups for another 10. So reach the body out, come on up. Modify a crunch and a leg lift. If you need to shorten that range of motion with the legs, you can. Otherwise, come on up. All 10. Exhale on the up. Good, breathe. Breathe out. After 10 of those, we're doing that double crunch where we're pressing up through the heels and getting a crunch. So let me break it down for you. There's the crunch and there's the hip up. So together, double crunch. Give me 10 of those. And then you're standing back up for your jump squat. Try to get a nice quick transition in to move right into that jump squat. Woo, I am heated. I don't know about you, but I am feeling the heat in my body right here. So if you are too, woo, look at us, we're both on fire. Keep it ignited, keep it going. All right, in for those 10 jump squats. Try not to cheat yourself. Get a big range of motion in. Don't do those mini squats. Let's get into it. Good. You want to press off, and then as you land, go right into the next one. Try not to stop yourself and then go into the squat. That's going to put a lot of pressure on those joints. We want to make sure you're nice and supported. Woo. You might not have that cushy boot camp floor like I do underneath you. Might have a harder surface, maybe a concrete garage or whatnot. All right, we're almost done with minute 2. Come on down for those V-ups. Reach it out. Come on up. Whew. Good. Breathe it in. Whew. Breathe it out. You're either doing that full sit-up and leg lift or a crunch and a leg lift. Good. Try to make sure you're not pulling on that low back. So navel needs to be to the spine, ribs down and up. Good. Whatever version you're doing, you could use your arms for momentum. Come on up for 10. And then we have that double crunch. Whew. All right, we're in our final minute here. Good, good, good. We're gonna be doing all ab moves on the floor for the next one. Oh, we got our double crunch left. Okay, 30 seconds, everybody. Whew, good. Sometimes I gotta wiggle a little bit to get that microphone cord unstuck from behind me there. You're doing great, everybody. 20 seconds. Finish up whatever number 10 that you're on. Jump squats, firing up the body. V-ups or double crunch. 10, 10, and 10. There you go. All right, last few seconds. You gotta keep moving for the last few. Count it, end it well. Woo! All right, very nice. You're gonna grab those weights for the windshield wipers. If you have one heavier one, you can cup the ends. Otherwise, you're gonna have those palms facing the legs, right over the shoulders with those weights, and take it side to side. If you can't take it all the way close to the floor, that's okay. As far as you can without lifting that opposite shoulder. If you need to modify, especially if twisting is a bit much on your back, that's okay. Give me a 90-degree angle in those legs. Focus on that 90 degree. We're going for 10 of these. Then we're moving to 5 leg scoops, each leg, and 5 roll-ups. Good. Here's your 10. All right. Leg scoops is on your back. You can add in that crunch hold here. Flex the legs. Bend, extend, and lift up. Bend, extend, and lift up. Good, good, good. Flex those legs. Hold that stationary leg nice and still right over your hips if you can. Good. You can even point that toe. All right, after 5 aside on this one, we're doing that roll up. Feet and knees are wide, and we're going to tuck up under, round the back, make it like a C. Lay it down one vertebrae at a time, and then come on up nice and proud. Don't let those knees pull in. We want to keep them wide here. And then hands are also in that nice wide V. Rolling down. Give me 5 of those roll-ups. And then you're going back to those 10 windshield wipers. We're already through our first minute. Nice work, everybody. Good. 10, 5, and 5 for this one. And we're staying on the floor, rocking that core. You got this, you got this. Alrighty. So if you're doing the bent version of those windshield wipers, you're gonna have flexed feet, a 90-degree angle from the top of your thighs to your torso. And then also a 90-degree angle, make sure it's on the back side as well, so don't let those feet drop. Oh yeah. Good, good. 10 of these. If you love them, give me 10 each side. Otherwise, it's 10 total. 10 total will give you a more well-rounded so that you can focus on your 5 leg scoops each leg and your 5 roll-ups. Plus, we are getting close on time. All 3 minutes, nice and strong. Good, good. All right, 44 seconds left to go. Remember, we're doing 5 each of those leg scoops and then 5 of those roll-ups, nice and centered. Good. For those leg scoops, try to get it nice and low, parallel to the ground. Reaching out right there, that'll really intensify the move. If you're going super low to the ground, think about almost like scraping your heel along the ground. Drop it down. There you go. Reach with it. 5 each leg, and then we're rocking those roll-ups, or you might be ahead of me. 11 seconds here, rounding for those roll-ups. Even though it's called a roll-up, you really want to concentrate on the downward. You're almost done here. Last few seconds count for extra points. Woo! Way to get those bonus points in, everybody. Okay, we are standing up and holding both weights for our next station. All right, all right. So we're holding both weights. We're gonna start with the weights at our side here. So give me 10 of each. Give me side bend, so that left arm is dropping, and then squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, come back to center, nice level shoulders. After 10, we're gonna move to those thrusters. For your thrusters, weights are at the shoulders, sit into a squat, use the momentum coming out of the squat to get that lift overhead. Then bring it back down, go right into that next squat if you can. If you need to pause, it's right there. Otherwise, down, up, carry it back down into that squat once it comes to those shoulders. Oh yeah, good. After 10 of those, if you're not doing overhead presses, that's okay. Just give me squats with those weights at the shoulders here. After 10, we're gonna get those side bends on the right side now. Feet should be about hip distance apart, so you feel nice and aligned. Good. Make sure you come back to center, feel where center is, and find it each time. Squeezing the core and glutes. Good. All right, after we get 10 side bends on that right side, we're nice and centered. We're going back to the left, and then the thrusters. All right. Good. 10's your lucky number here. Get all 10 in. Woo! I might not exactly be hitting 10 because I'm chatting with you. Hard to count and chat. All right, after 10, we're going to those thrusters for 10. We got minute 1 done, and we are well into minute 2 here. Make sure you use the momentum from your legs coming up out of that squat so you're not overdoing it with the upper body. If you only have one heavy weight, for this one, no problem. You can be here with that thruster. Keep the ribs down, tuck it under, don't arch your back as you press up overhead. Then when you do that side bend, you can just have it on one side. Okay, good, good. All right, here it is, our final minute, everybody. This is a fun one. Good, nice and centered here in between on those side bends. Good, good, good. Feel nice and aligned here. Don't lock out your knees too hard. A little bend in them can help you focus on that good posture and working the core. After those right bends, we're going to the left. Whoo, good, keep the weights. Make sure you're not letting your arms hang. You have good engagement in the shoulders, like you're gonna do a shrug, but it's the bottom end of the shrug there. So you have good engagement, good frame to hold those heavy weights. Woo, or moderate ones, whatever you're working with today, whatever you got, count it. Here comes our last 19 seconds. Good, 10 of those side bends each side and thrusters in between here. Good, all 10, all 10. Woo, animals, you're animals. Good, keep those heels down. Last 5 seconds. Get in what you can right here. Whew, breathe, very nice. Okay, we are not working with weights for the last station. We're gonna be on our back for a dead bug. Setup is hands over shoulders, feet over hips. Woo, I sprung a leak. Whew, how embarrassing. Sound like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Okay, let's start out right here. Sorry, all watery. Here we go. Right arm and left foot, and then left arm and right foot or leg. Keep everything else still. Rest that head down. After you get 10 total in here, you're gonna get 5 with just the left limbs moving, and then 5 with just the right limbs moving. So when you get there, left arm, left leg, bring it back. Try to make sure your abs are bringing back up those legs and it's not your hip that's overworking. After 5 on the left, you're getting 5 on the right. So that right leg and right arm. The whole time, you're making sure your ribs aren't up. Press them down into the floor and that navel is pressing towards the spine so you're not arching that low back at all. You got great engagement here. And the shoulders are not reached, they are down. After you get 5 in on each limb, we're going back to alternating opposite limbs. So right arm, left leg, and left arm, right leg. We are 1 minute down. We got 2 to go. Keep everything really still. If you want more of a challenge, flex those legs straight. Good, after 10 of those opposite limbs, we're gonna get more concentrated. Breathe. This is our final station. 5 on the left side limbs and 5 on the right side limbs. Keep those stationary limbs still while the other ones are moving. Remember, check in with yourself. Is it your abs bringing up that leg or is your hip overworking? Make those abs work. You should feel it elongate and have to work to bring it back in. All right, everybody, we're getting close. If you need a little break, hug those knees for a second, especially if those hips are tight, and then come back into it. You can make it. Here we are now in our final minute. That's it. 60 seconds left on this one. Whoo! No finisher, everybody. This is it. You're working hard. You got to put everything you got into the whole workout, of course, but just especially this last station. Whoo! If you think the last seconds count for extra, you know that last station does. Whoo! Alrighty, everybody. 38 seconds to go. Remember, we got 10 of those alternating limbs and then 5 of the same side. So if you're needing to, slow it down and focus on that control. There we go. We don't want to go too fast on this one because then your hip is for sure taking over. Woo! Okay, here's our home stretch, everybody. 15 seconds or less. Keep it going. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. Shoulders down. Whatever one you're working, keep that frame. You're so close. Yes! Nice work. Woo! All right. Good. My sweat glands also sprung a leak. It's not just my water bottle. Shoo, sweaty. Hopefully you had a good sweaty workout too. Take that sip of water and we will stretch together. I get excited. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and sit crisscross applesauce. Move that heel out of the way so it's not pressing into your thigh or getting in your way at all. Now you're going to go ahead and round the back, drop the head, come forward. If you can bring your elbows all the way down to the ground, great. If they don't quite make it, that's all right. You're going to feel a stretch in the hips and the groin and the glutes here. Thank you so much for joining me. I think a lot of times it's tough to get into a routine, a healthy routine, with your nutrition, with your exercise, your water, your sleep, your self-care and stress management. All that stuff takes a lot of work to get into a routine. And then once you get into a routine, then, you kind of maybe it gets a little monotonous or a little boring after a little while. So let's switch which leg is on top now. Watch that heel of the shoe digging into your thigh and roll forward. This one might feel a little bit more unnatural because it's not your typical way of crossing. But try to recognize when you're getting a little bored or that repetition is kind of getting to you so that you can trade it up. Whether you're doing these videos at home 3, 4, 5 times a week, maybe you're doing 3 videos a week and then a hike and a bike ride, to equal 5 activity days a week. Switch it up. Maybe you keep the videos, but you get some new weights to work with. Or if you're like, man, those banded exercises look really fun, but I don't have a band. Switch it up. Get the band. Try it out, and then you won't know. You don't have to worry about what you're missing. You are checking it out yourself. Let's go ahead and bring the pelvis down to the floor. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the chin. Try to relax that low body. If you feel a little tenderness in the low back here, that might be an indicator that we need to stretch it some more. So I'm going to give you one of those stretches next, just in case that is you. Sometimes we try to be really tight, but try to relax and see how that goes. If you want more of a stretch out of this, or maybe you've done yoga before, you might want to come all the way up. Just make sure your shoulders aren't collapsed. Press it down. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's roll it over onto the back. We are almost done, friends. Okay, so now we're on the back here. Let's go ahead and reach overhead, point those toes, reach those fingers. Hopefully you are not skipping your cool down. The warm up and the cool down and stretching afterwards are very important. It's all part of the workout experience. Plus we're right around 30 minutes here. So get out your money's worth, all your money's worth out of it. Let's go ahead and bend the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Now you're going to take your left hand on the outside of the right knee and guide it across your body, across the left side. And you're going to reach out your right arm and look right. Phew. I don't know if anybody got their flu shot recently, but it's funny how tender it makes your arm. So, I guess if you did an upper body workout somewhat close to when you got your flu shot, you're getting double duty right there. Whew. It's always good to pay attention to what kind of soreness or what kind of things affect our body, so that way we can kind of guide ourselves through and be the most aware of what's going on with us, checking in with ourselves, because sometimes we get into a habit of ignoring our bodies. We don't want to do that. Let's come back onto the back, bring that right leg down. Now we're bringing in the left knee, right hand on the outside there. Guide that right knee. I'm going to move my mic pack. Left knee's going across the right side of the body while you reach out your left arm and look left. Ooh, feeling that stretch all across you, all over your body. Very nice. This is one of my favorite stretches here. Whoo. All right. Make sure you are taking good care of yourselves. I don't know about you, but certain times of year are a little bit tougher. I know summertime can be tricky. The holidays can be a tricky time. Sometimes around my birthday, I like to get carried away. So if you are that person too, then put some things in place to help you be nice and consistent, or maybe counterbalance things. So for example, maybe you like to do an event or run training or something like the holidays or something like that. That is always a great thing to kind of counterbalance the chaos and the extra treats being made, or celebrations, birthdays, weddings, things like that. You can always kind of partake in those, but balance it out with a healthy mindset. That's always a good, well-rounded way to think about it. Keep taking care of yourselves. If you did this video with me, thank you. You're doing it. Taking good care of yourselves. We'll see you soon for your next workout. Toodles!